Welcome to Season 1, Episode 10 of the Orange Juice Podcast, the podcast all about Orange, New South Wales, its people, its stories and its events. Today I have the manager of the School of Rural Medicine at Sturt University, Justine Brindle, with me. Good morning and welcome to the podcast.
Good morning. How are you?
So glad to have you on.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will delve into the School of Medicine and a little bit about you later, but first we're going to do the McGrath Minute. We always launch with a little questionnaire about Orange.
Okay.
Coffee or wine?
Depends what time of day it is.
Good answer. Where do you get your coffee in the morning if you're heading out?
Yeah, I go around a bit. I go to Mad Hatter's.
Ah, yeah.
I pull up my
a Mad
car
Hatter.
and they see my car and start making it.
And it's ready for you. Fantastic.
Thanks, Shannon.
Have you got a favourite eatery at the moment? We're pretty lucky
I love
here.
Matil Rasoy, the Indian.
Isn't that amazing? Because last week, Brad Hammond said the exact same thing.
There you go. It's my favourite. They know me.
I'm going to have to put that one on the list. It's 2 in a row.
Yeah.
And we're so spoilt for choice in Orange, of course.
Yeah.
Are you a big reader? You're an academic, so you
I'm not an
probably are.
academic. I'd just like to say that. I'm not.
Oh, you're an administrator.
Professional staff is
Okay.
what we're called. Yes, I'm in a book club, so hello bookies. And the last book we read was called Island of the Sea Women. It's by someone C, S-E-E, and it's about some women in Korea who used to dive for food.
Oh, nice. Well, it's actually really cool to know that there are book clubs, still going. I thought that might have been a real 2000s thing, but
No, we're still going. It's a bit of a social and drink wine club, but
absolutely, why not?
we do talk about books.
It's just good to be well read, I think.
Yeah.
You grew up here and you're an ex-Sheehan girl.
I am.
So I'm going to ask you about your favourite Orange memory. It probably isn't a school memory, but
Escaping.
but just for context, you grew up in Orange. What's your favourite Orange memory when you're away? Do you travel a lot for work?
I used to, but growing up here was very different to what it is now. And we lived up in Anson Street, just near where the old hospital was, and there's that island in the middle of the road. And my dad made us a billy cart, and we used to go down the hill, past all the driveways, onto Casey Street, and we thought it was the steepest hill. Now I ride my bike and go, oh, that's nothing. So probably that, and we had a back paddock, we had a huge backyard, we made a tennis court ourselves, a cricket pitch. So
Unreal. That's really nice. That's a really different Orange memory to anything anyone shared. So that's great.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. What about a local champion, a local hero, someone or something that comes to mind that inspires you?
I'd have to say there's a doctor in Orange and he's the only geriatrician. So he sees only people of a certain age. His name's Phil Butler. So Phil, if you're listening to this, he was probably one of the kindest, gentlest, beautiful soul.
Geriatrics is a term I would have thought my grandparents would have used. So I would have thought it was a term that was almost out of the medical lingo, but of course not being in that field. So a geriatrician, that's really good to know.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a rise now, maybe in just diagnosis, but there's a rise in Alzheimer's, dementia and age-related immunodiseases, isn't there?
Yeah, and I think he's got 5 kids under the age of 8 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that great?
He's a beautiful man.
Well, Justine, you grew up here in Orange and you went to school here in Orange at Sheehan. You obviously flew the coop, went away and did your thing, and now you're back running the School of Rural Medicine here. Tell us about childhood in Orange. You would have grown up in the 80s.
80s and 70s, yeah. So I'm 55 soon. It was very different to what it is now.
Yeah.
We used to just get on our bikes, go riding. We'd go down the street after school, go to Annie's. They used to have Annie's ice cream here, get an ice cream, buy clothes. Bobby McGee's was around then.
I think Bobby's is still going.
I know.
Shout
Go
out
to the
to Mel.
movies. Oh, go to Lok Sing. That was the place, the only real restaurant, Lok Sing Chinese restaurant.
And hasn't it changed? So, I mean, if we want to talk about, the food and wine side of things, I guess we've seen a lot of change in it from the time you're a kid till now, to the choice that we have. It's been a huge movement in Orange. What else do you remember about Orange at that time?
it was quite, probably more when I was in high school and older. It was a bit, people were a bit more close-minded, I think, in regards to people who were gay or lesbian, the Aboriginal community, and thank goodness that's changed. And people are more aware. Although in saying that, my dad, he was a pharmacist, and I used to have to work at the pharmacy, and he was the first pharmacy who introduced the needle exchange. So, you know, people would come in with
For people on methadone program or...
Yeah. So I used to work there and hand out, they'd give you a box with the used needles and you give them a free box with some more needles. So
What was your dad's pharmacy?
it was called Peyton's Pharmacy. It's now Nail.
Oh, okay. It's morphed as well.
Yeah, but all our stuff from our childhood still upstairs there. So
Yeah, wow.
I think Dad was quite progressive and treated people well. I can't remember there being a homeless issue. I notice that more now here, and I don't know if it's because I'm more aware of it.
So maybe some things have improved and some haven't.
I think with the house pricing, it's hard in Orange. I was fortunate to buy somewhere when I was in Sydney here.
Before the big boom.
And I don't know what people do now who want to stay here. They live with their parents, save money. Different to us, we wanted to escape.
Is it that we can't have it both ways? I mean, Orange has grown up. You know, we've grown up. We're a city. We're a very metropolitan, regional city with incredible arts facilities, food and wine, wineries, events of a world-class standard. And I hope we've become more open-minded with all that stuff you spoke about. We have an incredible multicultural community growing here now. And I hope that we're becoming more accepting of all people. I guess through your work you would see an incredible range of demographics of people and cultures.
So before I started at Charles Sturt, I worked at another medical school in Sydney, and we started a program for rural students to come and study at UNSW because of the schools they went to, their backgrounds. They couldn't get into medicine through the normal pathway of getting 99.5. It was called the Rural Entry Student Scheme. And now on the front of the Sydney Morning Herald, there was 7 of them. They were like an experiment to see how they'd go on a reduced ATAR. So 2 of those actual students are now doctors in Orange. One's an obstetrician, a very well-respected one, and one's a nephrologist. And the obstetrician came from Burke and the nephrologist came from Parkes. So they showed everyone. So then we started increasing the numbers sort of thing of how many students could come through this pathway.
Right.
And all the initiatives now to get rural kids or students into medicine has increased.
We've spoken on the podcast quite a few times about just the sheer weight of jobs in Orange that are attributed to health. It's
the biggest,
1 in 4,
I think.
I believe.
I think it's the biggest. Everyone thinks it's the mines, but I think it's actually health that employs the most.
Yes, Jess Wilkinson from Council confirmed that for us.
Oh, I was right.
And it is. It's a huge employer, and it's obviously a huge part of revenue as well. Not to mention the doctors that settle here, the doctors and other medical staff that end up raising their families here and contributing. Just to fill the little gap between school and now, though, were you always in the medical world or
No.
the pharmacy world? Or
No.
What was that?
I stupidly didn't go to see my career advisor at school, and I thought I wanted to be a teacher.
Didn't take over the pharmacy?
No, my mum was a teacher and my sister was a teacher. Dad actually, one of my brothers, I have 3 brothers, wanted to be a pharmacist and Dad talked him out of it.
Okay.
So I went to Sydney College of Advanced Education back in the day of colleges. So that was in this tiny place in Waverley. So it was only people who wanted to study early child education. So there was no bar, nothing, no uni life, except for the Wiggles. The Wiggles were there. So
Murray Cook, another Orange local.
Yes, I went and saw him recently and chatted to him. Yeah.
Some really serious alumni there.
I know. They played as the Cockroaches for our ball.
Yeah, of
anyway.
course. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a really cool memory.
Yeah. So my first job was at an Orthodox Jewish school called Yeshiva in North Bondi. I had to wear long skirts, cover my knees and my elbows, and it was an eye-opener. So there was an Orthodox Jewish teacher in the room as well as myself. So I did that for 5 years and then taught in London. I also worked on a hunting estate in Scotland. So did that, actually then went and lived on a kibbutz in Israel.
Okay.
I was sick of London. So I learned.
You've done some travel.
And then I came back and did the same job. And then I ended up at UNSW.
And what was the catalyst out of teaching into being
I was bored. The routine.
Right.
It was the same thing every day. And I don't think my heart was in it. Like, I love kids, but I was like, yep, I'm out of here. So I got a 6-month project, and that was to bring rural high school students to Sydney to see what it was like to do medicine. One of those students is a GP here and works for us at CSU. So full circle.
Full circle.
Yeah.
So it sounds to me like you've got a passion for, breaking down stereotypes and getting kids from regional areas into a career that 40 or 50 years ago they probably couldn't have dreamed of because of, the HSC locking them out. They need these huge ATARs. We talked a little earlier about the fact that you can get into medicine now without an enormous ATAR. There are other pathways. So you can be a kid that grows up in Orange, wants to become a doctor. You can literally study here and stay here.
Yes. So we started 5 years ago. Our inaugural cohort finishing this year, which is
wonderful.
Amazing.
Are we keeping any?
Well, they go for internships. So you have to complete your internship after you finish medicine to be registered. So that's 2 years after med school. And there's a certain number of internship places at base hospitals. So, and you can only go to certain hospitals to do that. So Orange, for example, has, I think, 18, 19 places. So we've got 38 students. So no, they can't all come here. But 82%, I had a look, of our cohort are going to non-metro for their internships. So that's pretty exciting.
Well, enlighten us all as to what this school does. I mean, I think a lot of people in our community wouldn't probably realise what you do out there and the kind of doctors that we're turning out, where they go.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So we have 37 places per year. We're hoping to increase. We just put in funding application to try to increase that. Our students, if you look at the demographics of our students, the majority have studied something before, so they've had a career, or they've gone to university for a few years or a year.
So they've got undergrad degrees potentially?
Yeah. Yep. So we have paramedics, social workers, teachers, lawyers. We had a vet. And it's interesting. I asked her, why did you move from vet? She's a great student. She said, well, I realised most people can, it doesn't matter where you come from or how much money you have, you should be able to access healthcare. But if you have an animal and you need to take them to a vet, you have to have money. I went, okay. That's really
quite
mature.
sobering, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
You sparked my interest there when you said lawyer. So someone that comes through, on a really the humanities side of a degree, and I imagine you're looking at someone who can apply themselves and has a great grade point average. So they've done no work on science so far on the books, but they've clearly excelled at something else, and then they learn everything they need to learn in the degree.
What's special about our students, and I say this in all honesty, they're different to the other medical schools I've worked at, is they're very community oriented and they look after each other. So say if you've done pharmacy, you're the pharmacist and now you're in medicine. I've never studied chemistry. You would probably help me.
Right.
And that's what's different about these students. They want to help each other. There are also they're called Study Link courses you can do before. Anyone can do it. You can do it if you want.
I actually did do one before my science degree because I came through with no
chemistry, was it?
With no chemistry.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I did one of those at TAFE, but I'm sure now that the universities offer them as well.
Yeah, and they're free. Anyone can do it. So we recommend, if you haven't done some chemistry.
Yeah, that's really cool actually.
That you do that. And we actually support our students too. So if you're not performing well, you come and see me and I'll organise a tutor for you and we pay for that. So it's an older student who will tutor them face-to-face for 3 hours a week. So, and we have wellbeing days for the students. Like it's very different to what it was like when we were there.
The uni has changed and morphed a lot. What is the culture like now at CSU Orange?
I see it as a different university, and I think that's why we attract different students because, yes, we've got tennis courts, yes, we've got an oval. There's no bar. There's Banjo's Cafe.
Okay, no bar.
No bar. They got rid of the bar.
Okay. Well, that is a big change from the Orange Ag
Templars
days, isn't
Mill.
it? And to be honest, I personally don't see it as a bad thing. It's a change, but it's not necessarily a change for the worse.
No.
I mean, we're probably seeing these kids out in the community more than just sticking to the campus.
Yeah, so we have about 9% of our students are First Nations as well. So
Awesome.
yeah, our top, I can't say it. He's in year 5. He's in our top 5.
Shout out to the Orange Aboriginal Medical Service. Do you guys do any work alongside them?
Yeah, so our students go there on placements. So and Jamie Newman actually interviewed for us last year for rural entry students. We were recently going through an accreditation process, so Jamie came and spoke to the Australian Medical Council. It's a great, amazing service.
Justine, it's been absolutely enlightening for me and I hope our listeners to realise just what is going on here in Orange. Our wonderful tourism and council people have done a great job of championing food and wine over the years. But of course, Orange has grown up so much and health and medicine is a huge part of our tapestry now. So it's been really enlightening to hear, that a kid can go to basically Orange High.
Yep.
CSU Orange in the School of Rural Medicine, go and do their internship and come back and be a GP in Orange. This is a time that 50 years ago that couldn't happen, right?
No.
You had to be a kid from Sydney with an ATAR of 99 and go to Sydney Uni and do the whole elite doctor thing.
And then you lose them as well.
Then you lose them,
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Justine. That's been a really awesome insight into how Orange has really morphed into a town that's big on health.
It's fantastic. So, as you said, you can go to Canobolas and come into medicine. There's always pathways, and if you're determined, you'll get there. And the support is there for students now.
Bite Riot Orchards is proudly owned by the Hall family, third-generation growers here in Orange. From crisp, juicy apples to the sweetest summer cherries, Bite Riot produce isn't just enjoyed locally. It's exported across the world and featured in leading supermarkets like Harris Farm Markets. It's more than just fruit, it's family innovation and a commitment to showcasing the best growers from the Orange region. Bite Riot, proudly grown in Orange, shared with the world.
So much going on in Orange this week again, Justine. Craft Alive at the Naylor Pavilion from Thursday to Saturday of this week. This thing has been going over 30 years. Interactive craft lessons for people of all ages. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Where's it at?
The Naylor Pavilion at the showground.
Ah, that sounds fantastic.
So
I never knew.
Craft Alive. And that is going from Thursday to Saturday. This is really cool. Friend of the podcast, Danielle Haas from Diesel and Blue. She is doing her Santa Paws portraits this weekend. So for people who, have dogs as children or the dogs are part of the family, she does these really cool Santa portraits with your pets.
Wow.
Now you have to book, so I would go to Diesel and Blue and book in if you want to get a Santa portrait with your dog. But that's on Sunday, and that sounds like a hell of a lot of fun.
It does.
Christmas masterclass with the legendary Michael Manners at Ross Hill Winery this Saturday. That is Orange 101 right there.
It is.
Michael Manners, legendary two-hatted chef, bought his flair to Orange many years ago.
I know.
And Ross Hill, one of our key wineries. So I believe Michael is doing a class on festive food. So taking your turkey to the next level, perhaps.
Christmas is coming.
Christmas is scarily close.
I know.
Do you love a big Christmas cook-up?
It's generally at my parents' place here
Yep.
in Orange, so everyone comes here. So
Lovely. This one's a little bit different as well. The Canobolas Four-Wheel Drive Club. Are you a four-wheel driver?
I've got a tiny Volkswagen Polo.
Okay, it might not be...
I'll be laughed at.
It might not be going to make the cut on Saturday, but what those guys are doing with four-wheel drive, this is really cool, actually. It's, for want of a better word, an obstacle course, or they're teaching four-wheel drivers how to navigate properly in their cars. You meet at Cook Park, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with your recovery gear and you know what you want to learn, and they take you on a journey for pretty much the whole day. I think you may have to register, so
That's fantastic.
pretty cool. And of course, tomorrow, Melbourne Cup.
Oh,
You going in a sweepstake or going to one of the... There'd be too many events to name in town, but pick your favourite pub or you just be working.
I'll be working. It's a bad time. We've got selection for medicine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's
coming up.
That
We've got
seems
interviews
far more
soon.
important than putting your hard-earned cash on a horse race, but it is, the day that stops the nation.
It is indeed.
So we'll all be looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Justine, thank you so much for coming in. It's been really insightful to learn a bit more about CSU, the degrees out there that are now on offer, how our local kids can find a pathway into medicine in regional areas. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Thanks for having me, Carl.
So for all of you community groups, schools, businesses and any other organisation that thinks it has a piece of newsworthy news for the Orange Juice, send us an email, news@theorangejuice.com.au. Cheers.